stopping to deter.
What's up, guys? What's up? I'm back. Quite a bit of things that we have to talk about. I rushed back, and more information is coming out about the shooter, like his name, pictures, social media. Even though they scrubbed his Facebook already, quickly, they move so quick. I don't know why they move so quick to scrub it, but his Facebook's now private or taken down. So he's identified as Ryan Wesley Routh. Okay, Ryan Wesley Routh. Boy, got them crazy eyes. I know his pictures here. Something wrong with his ass right there. Let's give it a second for people to join. There's quite a bit of interesting screenshots that I've seen all over the internet because people took screenshots before Facebook went and did what it does. 6/11/2020, Ryan Routh to Donald Trump, I guess. I don't know if this was Facebook or Twitter, actually. This is Twitter. While you were my choice in 2016, former Trump supporter, I guess, I and the world hoped that President Trump would be different and better than the candidate. But we were greatly disappointed. And it seems you're getting worse and devolving. You are retarded. Oh, hell no. I used the R word. I will be glad when you're gone. Isn't that crazy? Let me put you guys up on the big screen here so I can see what you're saying. I don't know if, Jamcracker, if you're back, I missed your super chat last one. So thank you so much for the super chat. I don't know if you came back. Sorry about that. They also got this, I gotta find the original picture. I used it for my thumbnail, but there's pictures here. Some people say sometimes, the hair coloring is a telltale sign. Telltale sign. I'm kidding about that part. They're saying that he registered to vote as a Democrat, though, in... Let me see. I thought I saved the picture here. It's for 2024. 3/5/2024, in-person election day. Primary election ballot, Democratic. So it looks like he was once a former Trump supporter, I guess. And he got upset and deranged, I guess. Called him the R word. Ryan Routh. So, and I just pulled up his information too, because I thought maybe he was from Florida. Give me a second to kind of collect this stuff because I got to shoot an email blast. But apparently this guy, let's see if it says it here. Education, social studies from 7 to 12, Notre Dame College, mechanical engineer from North Carolina, agriculture and Technical State University, and Bachelor of Arts, American Studies from Cornell University. The shooter, let me see, do we have anything for social? Oh, we got this says LinkedIn, I think. Here's his LinkedIn. Ryan Routh. Owner at Camp Box Honolulu. Constantly focused on contributing as much as possible to the community. Always trying to put in far more than I take out. Work has never been about money, rather building frameworks for people to thrive and succeed. Being mechanically minded, I enjoy ideas and invention and creative projects and with artistic flair. I enjoy building and collaborative projects that allow an unlimited range of ideas and options to see what our minds can create and push the limits of our thoughts. I love the unlimited opportunity right in front of us. How many times is he going to talk about unlimited and limited? Having passed along any meager remnants of myself in North Carolina, okay, and relocated to Hawaii, I think it's Hawaii. I currently build very simple housing structures for the less fortunate and pursue a wide range of other creative projects towards developing unique products and devices, as well as community improvement projects. I'm constantly looking for collaborative opportunities which yield the most public impact for improvement of our society. I would tremendously enjoy the invitation to join any monumental worthy cause to bring about real change in our world. So long-winded for this bio thing. I am certainly free to relocate to any location on the planet. On the planet, okay? That might render the most positive impact, or round the corner creating something unique and magical. If you're working on any sort of interesting project, I would appreciate an invitation to join your team as an economical, energetic, unrelenting partner to help push your hopes and ideas and dreams forward as fast and as far as they can go. I look forward to your ideas and input and curious what amazing things we might create and build together. Weird. Camp Box, Honolulu. 6 years. All right. So, because I'm showing, I looked up his background. So it says I think they say he's 58 years old. Oh, he got a crazy ass criminal history. What the fuck? Bro. Ooh. I wish I had the soundboard. What the heck is this? Stolen goods, operate a vehicle, no insurance, felony probation violation, stolen motor vehicle, expired something, operate no insurance, improper equipment, speedometer, revoked license. I'm just cherry picking now because there's so much shit. Driving with license revoked, simple worthless check. Damn, worthless, bro. You're worthless. Worthless check. No operator's license, possession of, you know what that is. Carrying concealed gun. Possess a weapon of mass destruction. What the? What? Failure to stop firearm explosive. Something device incendiary. Damn, bro. What the hell? What is up with this guy? What is this guy's background? Typical Florida stuff. No, unable to drive. Possession of mass destruction. What? Principal? Stolen goods? Possessing stolen goods? North Carolina. So I'm hearing this dude's from North Carolina. That's what I heard, but apparently he was in Hawaii too at some point. His last address that I have here, according to this website, is Hawaii. And before that, North Carolina in 2023. I wonder if this guy thought he was making like some huge change. All right, let's listen to this. We're going to listen to this. There's screenshots. Again, for the people that just joined, do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already. And if you just joined, again, they're going through his social media. They're digging up the stuff. This is from June 2020, and apparently he at Donald Trump. I don't know if Trump was active on. Was he active on Twitter at the time? I don't know. I forgot when he got banned. Well, you were my choice in 2016. I and the world hoped that President Trump would be different and better than the candidate. But we all were greatly disappointment. Okay. And it seems you are getting worse and devolving, right? Coming from this guy that's rich, right? You're getting worse and devolving, says the guy with an AK-47 and a scope, hiding in the bushes outside of the golf club with a GoPro and some ceramic tile or whatever to cover yourself from taking fire. You're devolving. And he said, you retarded too. The R word. I will be glad when you're gone. I wonder when Trump's going to speak. Could be COVID.
Senator in good spirits, and he is more resolved than ever to save our country. As we continue to follow this, we have gotten snippets here from different agencies that are covering this story. And we do know that the suspect was actually caught in Martin County, Florida. Now, remember, the incident happened in Palm Beach County, Florida. Here, I do want to play a little bit of some sound that we got from the sheriff over in Martin County regarding that capture.
See if it's a better audio.
Suspect's demeanor I would describe as having a relatively calm, flat affect. He was not displaying a lot of emotion, never asked what is this about. Obviously, law enforcement with long rifles, blue lights, a lot going on, never questioned it.
Was he armed at the time, or he or she?
He was not armed when we took him out of the car. Of course, we didn't do a search, and I would suspect that they're getting a search warrant now. The FBI will take that car. We will transport it for them back to Palm Beach County into their office.
Wow. Calm demeanor.
Listening there to Sheriff Snyder with the Martin County Sheriff's Office. It was his department that did end up catching up and capturing that suspect. I do have a tweet here from his son, John Snyder, who is also a representative out of Florida. It says the suspect in custody related to Trump's shooting incident is a white male in his mid-60s. Yep. And then we also have this tweet from Fox News correspondent Aisha Hasni saying the suspect's name is Ryan Wesley Routh. That's sources telling David's Fund. We're going to continue with the story, but first we're going to head to another quick commercial break. Stick with us. More to come next.
All right. So they've confirmed the identity, and we're going to go down his Twitter. I was going to go down his Facebook. And Wilson had sent me the link, and of course, as they always do, his Facebook got scrubbed. I wonder why they do that. Why do they scrub their Facebook? It's not the guy, right? Ryan Routh. He's not in jail. It's like maybe the FBI or one of these people. Why? Why shouldn't we have access to that? You can still preserve it and leave it up. Why did they delete the stuff? Let me show you some other stuff. Okay, so it seems like this guy was a former Trump supporter, and then he changed his vote for Democratic. And there's a lot of posts on his social media about Ukraine and Israel, some Israel posts. Let me see, this was one. Somebody on Facebook captured this. I'm unclear what part of Israel the Jews own based on this historic map. Judah, perhaps? It seems historically to be all Palestinian. They posted, a map. Old and New Testament, journey deed of Jesus. Let me pull up something else while they come back. Breaking. Trump shooter Ryan Routh is a Ukraine loyalist who has posted on social media about his hatred for President Trump and supplying soldiers to Kyiv. The Democrats redirected this. So I'm in D.C. and Kyiv for the war efforts. It's one of his posts. One of the things I noticed about this guy too, a lot of his posts, he puts like a phone number. I don't know if that's his personal phone number. To me, another picture of him. To me, this is the crazy eyes right here. And this post was interesting too, about he was a former Trump supporter and now he's anti-Trump. But I guess he took it to a whole nother level, right? Most people are not going to take it to this level. Soldiers, please do not call me. This is July 9th. We are still trying to get Ukraine to accept Afghan soldiers and hope to have some answers in the coming months. If you're interested in fighting in Ukraine, you must have a passport and send it to me by way of WhatsApp to, he put a phone number there. You must also have the money to purchase an airplane ticket to Moldova. If you cannot afford the cost, you cannot go. We're also trying to get Taiwan to accept soldiers, hopefully in the coming years. Please have patience, Ryan. Was he talking to himself? Like the third person shit? May 4th, soldiers, we're working on getting invitation letters from Ukraine and a path, but soldiers must be able to apply for their own visas and pay for all travel and expenses to get to Ukraine, and cannot ask any questions at all of Ukraine contacts. It will still take 6 months to a year. I do not have enough time to respond to hundreds of Facebook messages. This lady Linda on Facebook, she captured some of the screenshots before Facebook went and scrubbed it. Crazy. All right. This is his Twitter. And I took a brief look before I jumped on. I just want to get on and share with you guys. But his post, it's been a while. December 23, 2023. I have thousands of Afghan soldiers that wish to serve. How do you have thousands of Afghan soldiers that wish to serve for the Haiti National Police at cheap wages? 1,000 with passports ready to fly. He puts his phone number in. And now people, of course, now they're bombing his Twitter and replying. Look who he's following. Oh, I didn't think about that. Vladimir, Ukraine World, the Hibiscus, U.S. Embassy. Oh, Secretary Blinken. Biden. Okay. This is the picture they're saying of his arrest, which it does look like him. It does look like him. Let's see. I wonder if that phone number too is one of the phone numbers linked to him. Bro, when I seen this, he reminded me of this woman. I thought she was like a cop or something. Some killer. She has some really crazy eyes, bro. Like just. They can't even control it. They're just. There was some lady, I forgot her name. I covered her a long time ago. So this is the guy talking about wanting to bring peace and unity on his LinkedIn and unification. Insane. All right, I'm going to pull up some more stuff.
Exactly.
Let me just send out this email.
What a plan should be.
Do it right now.
So an advanced team looks for suspicious individuals, looks for something that is out of the ordinary. And in this case, you don't get more of an out of place, an extraordinary event.
Yo, you are the bomb. Grace, thank you. Stephanie Lazarus. I could see her in my head, but I couldn't think of the name. And you literally said it. Stephanie, yo, bro, this woman, they got the same kind of eyes. Let me see if I can find the picture. I keep this going.
Where a Secret Service agent views what he believes or she believes. I don't know the gender of the Secret Service agent. A long gun, a barrel of a long gun, and then of course peering through the bushes, and then of course as the Secret Service agent, in my guess is advancing towards that threat, and then realizes quickly this is a gun. And there is an individual behind that gun. And so thereby, from what we gather, fires anywhere from 4 to 6 rounds as to what the Secret Service representative had said at the press conference. And so a very real threat, an imminent danger threat. And so thereby the Secret Service took action, right? And then as we know, as it's played out, the individual quickly.
She was a cop. Well, she was a cop, right?
Okay,
she was a cop.
And a great standby witness is able to provide very relevant information. So with those key pieces of information, law enforcement is quickly able to address this is not an isolated incident that happens to be a violent incident outside or in the vicinity of the golf course, but a direct threat to what Secret Service is saying on the former president. So thereby you have the pieces of information, you have evidence, and thereby FBI takes jurisdiction for yet another attempt on the life of former President Trump.
Something that I think is worth mentioning, I was on the desk here at Live.
Yeah, so even though it seemed like it was a bit of time, law enforcement was able to determine quickly
those eyes are why Kamala's always on downers and slurring.
Against the
Can't have
former
evidence
president,
of her
thereby
prey.
Secret Service doing what they're doing. They took action. That is, they shot several rounds towards that target, and then of course you have an immediate communication to the former.
I really wonder what goes wrong with some of these people because, I mean, regardless of what side you're on. I know some people this controls their life. Like there's nothing that like they're, you know, like there's just nothing besides this. Like people have to take it to this extreme. I mean, maybe he could have focused his energy on getting people to vote or registering or making videos or like on his LinkedIn. Gotta watch out for people like this. On his LinkedIn, where's his LinkedIn at? have to pull it up again. All that talk about energy and what did it say? And wanting to help the public on his LinkedIn. Community, and creative and mechanically and artistic flair and collaborative and opportunities and improvement to our society. All this talk. And for all that mechanical talk, thankfully you failed. You failed. His education is North Carolina Agriculture and Technical State University. I wouldn't wish for anybody's death. Even I wouldn't hope for Biden or nobody to get shot. I'm not that kind of person to wish death on people, But I'm sure there's people celebrating and hoping and upset that he missed and all this stuff. And it was an interesting choice of weapon, an AK-47 with a scope.
Secret Service did. And then there is a protocol in place when they know that this is a direct threat.
You guys ready? I found some more posts.
Not only to the former president, but also to the Secret Service agents that are protecting him. They are equally in danger. And so they are federal officers, and the FBI would have equal jurisdiction for a threat against a federal officer, no less than that of an assassination attempt against former President Trump. So that's, and in regards to the press conference that was put in place, I believe that the FBI, being that they're going to have lead jurisdiction, also wanted to be present. And so thereby, wherever the special agent in charge was, he needed to get there. And so that's why.
Yeah, kudos to the Secret Service person that shot. They're saying the shooter didn't even shoot. And also to the pedestrian or the witness that took a picture of the person's vehicle, because I showed this map earlier. They caught him way out up here. I don't know. It says 50 miles away. He got supposedly stopped all the way up here. This is West Palm Beach, like almost an hour away. That's where they caught this guy. Now here's some posts, and they're
my grandson got draft papers. No more wars.
Really, Joy? Oh boy. Thank you so much for the 20, Rainbow. Appreciate that. And Jamcracker, if you're watching, thank you for the previous super chat too. I missed it. Sorry. All right, so let's go. People are posting his post here. POTUS, your campaign should be called something like KADAF. Keep America democratic and free. Trump's should be MASA. Okay. Make Americans slaves again, master? Bro. Democracy is on the ballot, and we cannot lose. We cannot afford to fail. The world is counting on us to show the way. Wow. I think usually when you turn 18, you just have to sign some paper, right? I think normally everybody, I think when I was turned 18, I think I signed something. I don't know, right? I don't know if there's not an actual draft, but Ryan Routh, again, 7/16/2024. Joe Biden, you should visit the victims in the hospital of the Trump rally victims and attend the funeral of the fireman that died. Trump certainly would never. Show the world what real leaders do. I know Trump opened, like they did a GoFundMe. They raised a lot of money. He spoke with the family. I think Biden tried to call too, talk with the family. I don't know if he went to the funeral or not. I don't know what the situation was with that, but clearly this guy, the shooter, was monitoring and watching everything, Let me see the other picture here. I'm willing to fly to Ukraine and die. Wow. For its people and everyone around the globe should do the same. Come on. So why didn't you go then? Why these people talk so much and you're going to go die? Why didn't you go to Ukraine and fight then? And he claimed he had 1,000 Afghanis ready to sign up and go too. Wild. Let me see the Twitter page. Where's this Twitter at? Here. He was saying he has 1,000 Afghan soldiers that wish to serve. This was from August 10, 20. So if you go under replies, you'll actually see more recent stuff this year. So his post, he hasn't really posted since 2023, but he does have replies on Twitter. And we're trying to save Haku Stairs. Bruno helped. Okay. We must remove Rick from office. They cannot convict Hunter Biden as the question on the application has no time frame. User or addict in the last 10 minutes, decade, life, when. So any pot user at any moment in life cannot buy a gun. That solves our gun control problem right there. No one can. And this is the post we just read here. Elon Musk, I would like to buy a rocket from you. I wish to load it with a warhead for Putin's Black Sea Mansion bunker to end him. Can you give me a price, please? It can be old and used as not returning. Can you help with a tribute song for Ukraine to rally more support? Elton John, he tried to tag. I have lyrics to We Are One that I can send you. It would be great to get small kids to sing the chorus. He's tagging Nikki Haley in February. While the same speech and weak at best, I want a serious State of Union type speech every time. I do not want trivial BS. I want heartfelt on students killed, Gaza murders, Ukraine horrors, Taiwan, China murders, freedom, democracy. Something inspiring, please. And he claims to be for for democracy, right? He claims he's so, but at the same time, he was trying to kill Trump. That's not democratic. It's not democracy to try to kill somebody for running and having an opinion or whatever. Right? Isn't that crazy? Some of these people claim to fight and fight for democracy by to kill somebody that they disagree with. Oh, he even got Seth Rogen. You and James Franco must use your status. That guy Seth is kind of lost. Even you could look at his picture, he's lost. He's deranged, disheveled. I don't know. You and James Franco must use your status to meet with Kim Jong-un and show him we are friends and we want the best for him and his people. Dennis Rodman, that was kind of crazy. When Dennis Rodman did it, it was kind of dope. I was like, wow. Okay, he keeps on. We cannot let North Korea spiral towards war. As civilians, we should go there and make friends. Listen, I'm not like if Trump makes cool with him and we stay at peace, cool, but like sending people there to hang out and chill. Have you not seen what has happened to some of these people? That one, was it a college student? This story where they sent him back and he was pretty much dead. They sent him to a prison camp. It was all political. By the time they sent him back to his parents, he was on life support, but he was pretty much dead. I wish someone in Haiti would reach out to me so that I can supply thousands of NATO-trained Afghan soldiers very cheaply. So go to Haiti. See what happens. See what barbecue says to you over there. There are thousands of NATO-trained Afghan soldiers that are begging to join your police force. Are very cheap wages, $200 a month. There are 1,000 with passports ready to fly. Okay. Our support diminishes for Ukraine as we desperately need a tribute song in English to capture the horror and pain of war, with kids singing also, We Are One. They even tagged Vivek. You cannot quit. Why? You must stay on the ballot to the end. You must fight. You must continue giving speeches and push all the way to the election day, no matter what the election results. Do not give in. Join Nikki and keep working. Never give up. Wow. All right, let me see if I can find some more Facebook stuff. If anybody captures stuff before they deleted it.
Out from this presidential election, we can expect more of these events to which these high-profile figures will be there. And so, of course, that is the thought going forward. How is everyone going to stay safe as we continue on through November? But Scott Duffy, a former FBI special agent, we always appreciate your time here at Live Now from Fox. Thank you so much for joining us again, and we'll be in touch and see how this develops going forward.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Of course, you as well. We're going to step away for a quick commercial break here at Live Now from Fox. Before I do so, I would like to put up this tweet from Fox News correspondent Aisha Hazmi saying, Trump tells Brett Baer, tell everybody I am fine and the Secret Service did a great job. He says he was playing golf on his course in West Palm on the 5th hole when shots rang out. He was then put into the golf cart and quickly driven back to the clubhouse. We'll be right back.
Failed assassination attempt of Trump. Guy has your exact name. You might want to deactivate. It's being reported you're the latest person to take out Trump. Has your name, unfortunately. So people were trying to tell this guy. I guess I don't know if this guy's friends or what. I guess they thought it was like a false report or something. And so they were like, failed assassination attempt of Trump. Guy has your exact name. Ryan Routh, you might want to deactivate. It's being reported the latest person to take out Trump has your name, unfortunately. Someone with your name just attempted oh my God, I can't talk, sorry. Assassinate Trump. How I got here, you just went viral. I wonder if there's another guy. Let me see. Oh, there's a different guy. Oh, man. So there's another guy because he has the same name? Oh, hell no. His name is Christopher Ryan Routh. And so I guess they got the wrong guy. The actual shooter, his Facebook is deactivated. So, yeah, I guess this guy's getting bombarded. Okay, announcement to the entire nation. I'm in no way, shape, or form affiliated with some piece of ish that just tried to assassinate Trump. I have received hundreds of friend requests in a matter of minutes. And of course, my page is full of what I have done for a profession in the last 12 years. Let this be known and share. This is my personal page and where pictures of my family are located. Move along. Oh, poor guy. Damn, bro. That's what's going on. Okay. All these friend requests. Oh my gosh. Damn. Hey, you're about to become famous. Quick, add your middle name to your bio. Oh, so he did add his name because originally it was Ryan Routh. They had the same name, but then he updated his profile with Christopher Ryan Routh. Oh my God, what a mess. Lord almighty.
As the former President Donald Trump, another assassination attempt against him that has been confirmed by the FBI. It happened earlier today at the Trump International Golf Course in West Palm Beach, Florida. We do have a map here that I would like to pull up just to kind of show pretty much the area in which all of this took place. We know that Trump was golfing. We had that latest press conference from officials with the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office where they provided some details, but still it is a developing story. So we're waiting to learn more. We know who the suspect is that is now in custody, but we don't have a mugshot just yet. It's one of the elements that we have kind of on our radar here, and we are expecting some sort of update on that coming up a little later on today. But in the meantime, we do want to reset and bring you all of the latest from that last press conference. Investigators on the ground down in Palm Beach County, Florida. Let's listen into what they had to say. This was straight after we learned of this incident.
Okay, no, we already saw that. So I'm browsing and I'm finding interesting stuff that's being posted, right? So there's this video on YouTube. Elite U.S. trained Afghan soldiers want to fight for Ukraine. Somebody tagged here. Appreciate that. 255 for this guy. Let me see. 255.
Reluctant to be cooperative.
That's Ryan Routh, a U.S. citizen who set up the International Volunteer Center in Ukraine to help connect foreigners to Ukrainian military units.
Now I'm talking to over 100 soldiers every day, and pretty much everybody, all of my contacts in Ukraine, they were adamant and pretty much yelled at me every time that I suggested that we bring in Afghans.
The Ukrainian government didn't respond to our request for comment, but a source close to the officials in Kiev told Semaphore that their top concern is the question of loyalty in the thick fog of war.
The biggest thing is spies. They're afraid that anybody and everybody is a Russian spy.
Those concerns aren't completely unfounded. Russia's notorious private military group, Wagner, has reportedly begun recruiting Afghan commandos. Semaphore reviewed these text messages from Afghan soldiers, which tell the same story.
What I heard was that they were offering them about $2,500 to $3,500 a month to come there, and they were going to put them up with housing and stuff like that. I don't know any personally that took that option. None of my guys did. But there were a lot that did take that option. I mean, these guys are loyal to America, but I mean, if America's going to just leave them sitting there for 2 years like we have, I mean, it's actually a pretty good looking option for these guys. You know, they want to be Americans. Honestly, they want to come to America, but if they can show that they support America still and whatever we do around the world, I think that's the key.
Okay, so that's weird. That's from a year ago, and so this guy really was trying to like do some type of recruiting, I guess. Ryan Routh is bananas. Let me see the news comments on here. Oh, man. Okay. All right. Weird. Very weird. So he really was trying to, like, recruit soldiers for Ukraine. Okay. Let's see what else we got. It's getting weirder and weirder. Facebook deactivated.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I first want to thank all of our law enforcement partners, to include the Palm Beach Sheriff's Office and the Martin County Sheriff's Office, for their involvement today. Former President Donald Trump is safe and unharmed following a protective incident shortly before 2 p.m. on Sunday at Trump International Golf Club at West Palm Beach. The U.S. Secret Service personnel opened fire on a gunman located near the property line, and this matter is under investigation. I'll turn it over to my partners over at the FBI.
So this whole, like, and this is again from a year ago, Ukraine is turning down hundreds of Afghan soldiers who want to join its war effort. And I guess this guy was involved in this situation, someone trying to recruit people. Hundreds, if not thousands, of U.S.-trained Afghan soldiers are seeking to join Ukraine's Foreign Legion, according to a key Ukrainian recruiter. Applications submitted by Afghans and an interview with these two fighters. But for reasons that cast a light both on Ukraine's military strategy and its global relationships, the fighters have so far been turned away, even as Russia increasingly relies on irregular forces such as foreign soldiers. Okay, let me see if they say anything about this guy. There we go. Most Ukrainian authorities do not want these soldiers, says Ryan Routh, head of the International Volunteer Center in Ukraine, a private organization which helps foreigners seeking to assist the war effort connect with military units and aid groups. I have partners meeting with Ukraine's Ministry of Defense every week and still have not been able to get them to agree to one single visa, as there's trust issues. So far, 300 Afghan nationals have submitted applications to the United Legion, a privately run website. Okay. Weird. Weird. Let me see what else we got. Let me check Twitter. Yeah. Ryan Routh, the same name as the would-be Trump assassin suspect, is a Ukraine fanatic and Trump hater who apparently was recruiting soldiers to fight in Ukraine. Okay. He also shared anti-Trump posts throughout X. All right. I mean, I don't know. You see people saying stuff like this all the time. You don't expect them to go shoot up some stuff, but I mean, oh, here's somebody posted a map too. This was a really good map. All right, check this out, because I was wondering as well, as a little confused. So this is a golf map. 5, 6, 7, 8. I thought they said Trump was at 5, right? Like I thought he was at 5, and Secret Service had moved up or something to check and stuff. And I guess this is where the shooter was at. Was he at 5 or 6? I thought they said it was at 5. And the shooter would have been here by the road, behind this fence. Crazy. I wonder when Trump's going to talk again. This is insane, bro. And there's still months to go. Well, November, right? I think. Oh, what's this? Here's footage of the suspect from the attempted Trump assassination has been identified. Oh, he's talking? We did an interview?
Please tell me who you are and why.
Oh, God.
I'm 56 from the U.S., from North Carolina originally. So live in Hawaii now. So flew all the way from Hawaii here. So the question as far as why I'm here, to me, you know, a lot of the other conflicts are gray, but this conflict is definitely black and white. This is about good versus evil. This is a storybook, you know, any movie we've ever watched, this is definitely evil against good. I mean, we're battling a situation here where, you know, the Ukrainians and the rest of the world are caring and kind and generous and unselfish and take care of one another. And it's just a matter of, you know, we need to stand up for that. That is the most important thing in the world, is just to show human beings that we're kind and we're caring and that we take care of one another and that the world is united so that we feed each other and make sure that, you know, we all move forward as one collective whole unit. So, you know, we feel the pain of one country's failure and their conflicts, and we enjoy the successes of other countries that are doing good, and we all work together. And for some reason, Russia does not grasp this concept that we're all one unit, and we have to get along and work together and be normal human beings. This is 2022. We have to work together. It seems asinine that we have a leader in a country that does not understand the concept of being unselfish and being generous and being kind, and just the basic moral values that are required by human beings these days. It blows my mind.
And what are you doing here in Ukraine?
My initial goal was to come and fight. I think, you know, everybody around the globe should be motivated to come here and support the Ukrainians and support the army, no matter what gender, age, anything. Everybody should be here supporting the army. But I'm 56, so initially they were like, well, I have no military experience, so they're like, you're not an ideal candidate. So they said, not right this minute. So plan B was to come here to Kyiv and promote getting more people here. You know, we need thousands and thousands and thousands of people here fighting with the Ukrainians. We need, you know, we've got 190 countries around the world, and we need thousands from all of them. If the governments will not send their official military, then we civilians have to pick up the torch and make this thing happen. And we've gotten some wonderful people here, but it's a small fraction of the number that should be here. If we have 5,000, you know, to 10,000 people here fighting, you know, that is just a minuscule amount of the 5 billion people on the globe. You know, we need everyone here fighting. That's why I'm in Kyiv. So every project that I promote is about getting people here to support the Ukrainians. We were at a critical juncture in this war where we are sitting on the fence as far as whether good or evil is going to win. You know, right now we're looking at a situation where the world is waning in its thinking that this is important or not. And we're at a point where, all right, are we going to stand for humanity, for human rights, for everything that is good with the world? Or are we just going to ignore it? If everybody is complacent and doesn't join this fight, then guess who's going to win? It might take 10 years, but we're going to lose this battle if everyone around the globe does not stop what they're doing and get off the couch and come to Ukraine and defend the human rights of everyone around the globe. This is the most important thing going on in the world today. So sitting around and letting life go on as normal and complaining about gas prices and complaining about your luxury life in whatever country you live in is unacceptable. As human beings, we must support each other. We cannot turn our backs on anyone around the world and expect the problem to go away. So I've been dealing with Russia for my entire life. We had one period where it was okay, but now we've let it slip back into terrorism. So it's just, the world needs to respond. Why world leaders are not sending military is beyond me. We're going to have to elect new leaders.
Because all out war, nuclear war,
have a backbone and have the fortitude to say, hey, we're not going to tolerate this type of behavior. This type of behavior is unacceptable anywhere, any place. So it's totally unacceptable. And why people are not responding, I do not know.
What impressed you the most since you are here?
My trip to Irpin was pretty emotional. So, going and seeing the buildings that were burned and destroyed.
Maybe he was worried about Trump becoming president again and not being as supportive. Well, Trump was saying he'd have the war ended. He'd find a way to get the war to be done. I don't know. Maybe he didn't like that. He seemed very, very obsessed with Ukraine and trying to recruit people to fight.
Destroyed and things of that nature. I think more emotional for me is just talking to the guys that have come here. When you talk to a 20-year-old guy that sold everything he owns to come here to fight, that is heroism. He's coming here to risk his life for humanity, for the Ukrainians. Guys that sell everything they own to come here and support the Ukrainians while others sit at home and do nothing.
Shit.
It's totally mind-blowing how we have this divide.
Or at this time he had his hair dyed. At this time,
of people that are selfless and courageous and wonderful and willing to sell everything they own to come here and support, keep people from getting killed, to shelter kids and protect Ukrainians, and others that just, want to sit at home and not. It's just, it's an indictment of our entire human society to say, hey, where do we stand? Do we stand for good, or do we just not care? I mean, does the world not care? That's the feeling that I wrestle with every day in my interactions with everybody. Every one of us is responsible for the outcome of this war. Every one of us, by our actions and what we do. And, when I call back home and say, hey, I need $5 so I can, put enough money together to get a vest for a Ukrainian, and I get no response, I'm like, I'm not sure that the world is as wonderful as I once thought it was.
Bruh. So he must be very angry and deranged. This is 2 years ago, I guess. He said 2022.
I had thought that everyone would respond, very generously and unselfishly, and
sure.
You don't have to come, but if I ask for $5 to buy a vest to save a Ukrainian life, it seems like that would be a no-brainer. But I increasingly get more disappointed in humanity, and I'm beginning to question whether or not we're going to end up on the right side of this equation.
So you are working with the International Legion.
Yes.
And you are trying to convince people to help, to donate, and to join.
Yeah.
My final question is, what would you say to the people in order to convince them to join the International Legion, or to donate for it, or to be involved in the humanitarian aid to Ukraine?
Right. It's just extremely important, the whole thing. As far as joining the military, yes, if you have some military experience or know people with military experience, encouraging them to come and fight. We have units all over the place. So, there were some leadership issues initially, but we've got so many units available to us: Georgian, Crimean, Ukrainian, Territorial Defense, Foreign Legion. We have, so many paramilitary groups. I put a 74-year-old Japanese guy in a unit. So, we have girls in units. So we have two girls that are in the unit up the street. So any gender, any age, any skill level to no skill level. But yeah, if you want to fight, come here and see me, and I'll put you in a unit so you can go fight. But regardless of that, we should have thousands upon thousands of people standing here with the Ukrainians. This Maiden Square, Independence Square, we should have millions of people in this square, filling the square from every country around the world. And why we don't, I don't understand. I'm here every day with all the flags from all the supporting countries, with the memorials for the people that have died. And, I've had several people come, but just a handful, So it blows my mind that I'm standing here alone without thousands of people from every country, from Asia, from Africa, from Australia, from Canada, from everywhere in South America, every place.
Europe.
Europe, everywhere. We need everybody here. If you have no skills, just come. We need to be cheerleaders. Just being here and saying, hey, I support the Ukrainians, and I support human rights, and I support good and generosity and caring and kindness and altruism, and it's just we need to show the world that we care, and it's essential. If you don't do any work at all, just being here and supporting and showing them that we care for our fellow human beings is the most important thing we can do.
Wow. Okay, that was an interview with Newsweek that he did. Crazy. Timothy, thank you for the 8-month membership. Crime Solver, thank you for the membership. Kev Mack, thank you for the membership. Alyssa, thank you for the super chat for 10. Says MAGA. Or as this guy would say, what did the shooter say? He said massa. Yo, that post was so wild. Let me see what he was over here. He said, your campaign should be called something like KADAF. Keep America democratic and free. Trump's should be massa. Make Americans slaves again, master. Ironic too, because it's really, but the other way around. But democracy is on the ballot, and we cannot lose. We cannot afford to fail. The world is counting us to show the way. Wow. Gypsy, thank you for the 25 months, over 2 years membership. We have veterans on the streets. Help them, loser. Yeah. What has he done for the veterans on the streets? The homeless veterans struggling. That was wild to see. Let's see what else I can pull up.
Were fired. Of course, we're also seeing this picture, as it is going to be out there quite a bit of what they say are an AK.
So as I mentioned too, long ass criminal history. The guy that calls for peace and love and humanitarian, whatever. The Trump shooter Ryan Wesley has an extensive criminal record with the North Carolina Department of Corrections from the early 2000s, likely before he moved to Hawaii. Stolen goods, I don't know what he's stealing. Driver's license revoked, concealed weapon, motor vehicle violation, carry concealed weapon, driver's license revoked, resisting officer, other misdemeanor, possession of weapon and mass destruction. I don't know what that is. What the hell is up with this guy?
The main focal points you saw from that press conference.
Andy, what I saw was the secret.
Yeah, this guy's still freezing?
Of course, you mentioned the bubble around
the
former president. In this case, it pushes out maybe 400 or 500 yards. They don't close down the entire golf course, but they push it out to the hole ahead of him. And the Secret Service detected the AK-47, the muzzle pointed through the fence line. What we do know is that the Secret Service took the shooter under fire. What's not clear is if the shooter ever actually fired. It's possible. They said there's going to be more information on that, and I'm sure they have to do some ballistics.
Yeah, we're going to find out. They posted this. I like listening to this guy sometimes, Dan Bongino. And this person here, this parody account said he was right. Let me see about this.
Defect. The widget. You think this is the last incident? You're out of your mind. We have seen
the first
these incidents
assassination.
over and over. We saw the Georgia grenade incident with President Bush. They overtook the magnetometers. The Secret Service leadership in charge now with the exact same people. Exact same. Can you imagine a C-suite at a company that makes widgets? We find out that there's a design defect. The widget explodes and kills 10 people, and the CTO gets a promotion to CEO. You understand that's what happened here, correct? These are the same people. Kim Cheadle, the director, wasn't even fired. She was allowed to resign. She'll go get some cushy job somewhere, and her deputy, who is one of the guys behind these stupid waste of time things like agents wearing red ties on the detail. Because this actually happened, by the way. These people will tell you this under oath if you get the right people. He was concerned about the tie color of the agents on the detail because it seemed to imply he supported President Trump. Congressman Biggs wearing a red tie. You're wearing a semi-red tie. It has nothing to do with anything. This is the kind of stuff the Secret Service was actually wasting their time with while withholding CSU counter surveillance assets and counter sniper assets from probably the most threatened man on earth. If you can explain it, good luck, because that's not the agency I worked for.
Bro, you need to get him up with your barber. That yellow purple ain't working, or maybe just get him up with some of your wigs, yo.
Peter, thank you, man. Thank you for the 50. Arkansas, thank you for the 25 months. Says thanks for sharing. So thank you. TT Cross, 18 months. Long-time supporters. Thank you so much. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe. It's all free. Yeah, please, if you could subscribe, like button. Just River P2, thank you for the 18 months. Holy moly. See what else we can find, because as predicted, the alleged would-be assassin is connected to Ukraine. Ryan Routh posted this on his Facebook page, which appears to be from Ukrainian Ministry of Defense. I asked the ChatGPT to translate it. To the head of Ivano-Fransky Regional Territorial Center of Recruitment and Social Support, written consent, the command of Military Unit A7788 has received or reviewed the candidacy of born in blank for military service in Military Unit A7788 under contract for the position of shooter. What? Storm Battalion of Military Unit A7788 BOC 100 military rank according to the staff. Soldier salary got redacted. I request assistance in processing the documents of redacted and directing them for further military service under contract Military Unit A7788. I don't know about that. I guess we'll have to see. But he's definitely was like obsessed with Ukraine. Obsessed. Let's see.
Just as we're getting more details about it, because like you mentioned, the initial report coming in from the Trump campaign that there were gunshots in the vicinity of the former President Donald Trump while he was on the golf course, something he does very, very frequently. Let's talk about that AK-style rifle as well and the scope. They mentioned the kind of range of that 300 to 500 yards as well. Maybe how in just kind of layman's terms, how far is that, and what does the Secret Service do, kind of knowing the range of some of these weapons that might be out there?
Yeah, 500 yards, you could hit something. Certainly with the scope, if you've been out there, you've sighted it in. You got your, as we say, dope on the weapon, and you've done some other things, where you really, you got the correct range, you've compensated for the wind, stuff like that. Yes, you could possibly hit out to 500 yards. I don't know that you'd hit a bullseye out of 500 yards or something like that, but you could put rounds in the definitely in the vicinity of the president and everyone around him. And the thing with the AK-47, though, and we don't know if this one was more likely than not semi-automatic, not fully automatic, although that's very possible. If it was fully automatic, though, you're not going to get a long-range shot. Fully automatic, it's just too tough to control the weapon. Semi-automatic, though, he could put a significant volume of fire into the area of where the president would be. And that may have been his goal. And of course, with the AK-47, as I mentioned earlier, that's a little bit bigger round. That's a 7.62 millimeter round. That's bigger than what you see with the AR-15, which is normally a 5.56 millimeter round. There's a little bit different philosophy in terms of the U.S. versus the. This was essentially a Russian weapon. Initially, I don't know where this one was made, but it originally came from Russia. The thought
Homeboy
was that
had
they
the
wanted a
physique of a
heavier round with more
malnourished
stopping
pigeon.
power. That's also a consideration, though, when you're looking at a president who's surrounded by Secret Service agents wearing body armor, and that may have been what he was thinking, which is he wanted a heavier round, more. That he was going to compensate for the fact that you got a relatively less accurate weapon than some other weapons out there, but you have a heavier round. That may have been his thinking on that. Of course, I will tell you too. There's a number of folks out there.
Oh my God!
Certainly violent extremists that they love AK-47s, and I always find that rather interesting. I always find it fascinating when someone
AK-47 thing is
anti-government and they're anti and they decry communism at every other turn, and then they say and they love the AK-47. I go, well, if you ever looked at where the weapon actually came from, but you will hear that kind of.
It's really interesting. It's a really good point what he says, because this guy is very, outspoken about the Ukraine situation with Russia. And if you look where the UK was manufactured, I mean, one of the countries is Russia. They said while Russia no longer makes the AK-47, it has large stockpiles. It's estimated that around 100 million AKs have been produced, and half of them were made outside of Russia. So it says Russia, China, the world's largest producer of AK-47s. Pakistan has a handcrafted 47. The AK-47 is handcrafted in Pakistan. Venezuela has an AK-47 factory. So interesting stuff. Peter, thank you so much. Peter says, homeboy has had the physique of a malnourished pigeon. The shooter. I feel like we've heard.
I don't want to.
They're playing over.
Speculation at this point, what his motivations are. But one of course, one of the things would be: is it an ISIS-inspired thing? Is it something maybe tied to the Iranian plots? A white male in his mid-60s would be a less likely suspect. I wouldn't rule it out, but it'd be a less likely suspect with those particular motivations. So it's going to be kind of interesting to figure out what exactly is this person's motivation. And we have seen assassination attempts from the far left and the far right. I would remind you that there was an attack. In fact, Representative Scalise was seriously injured, almost killed, or seriously wounded, almost killed in an attack on members of Congress when they were practicing for the annual congressional baseball game. That he was a far left.
I rock with your T-shirt and jeans kind of style, representing the regular folks on the YouTube.
Well, so it could be
great info and delivery to us.
Oh, thank you so much. Largemouth Fisherman, thank you for the 20. Says I rock with your T-shirt. Oh, thank you. And jeans kind of style, representing the regular folks on YouTube's great info and delivery to us. Thank you. Thank you for the 20. Appreciate the support. They're saying that they're once again calling for violence following another attempted assassination of Trump. This user wants to go after JD Vance's wife and kids. Wow. I don't know what's going on with these people. Everybody's just something wrong with a lot of these people. Ooh. They're saying that people are pointing out the Time magazine cover. I guess Laura Loomer said, coincidence or coordination? On 9/11, Time magazine posted this cover of their paper for this month. It's a photo of Donald Trump on the golf course with words "in trouble." Did they have advanced knowledge? I don't think so, but it is interesting. Times new cover: how Kamala Harris knocked Donald Trump off course, predicting the future.
The suspect apparently had jumped out of the bushes and into a black Nissan. Witnesses reported the car and the license plate to police. That's when authorities over in Martin County, the Martin County Sheriff's Office, were able to pull over the suspect on I-95 and took him into custody. Witnesses were able to later identify that suspect as the one that they saw hiding in the bushes of the golf course. An AK-style rifle with a scope, 2 backpacks, and a GoPro was recovered at the scene. The FBI is leading the investigation now into what they are calling another attempted assassination. Trump is safe. He was about 300 to 500 yards away from the shooter.
If we are
approaching the bottom of the hour here, we do want to reset, take a quick commercial break. We continue with more of this coverage next.
All right, so let me do another more sweeps. I'm sure more stuff is going to be coming out. How did the 60-year-old manage to get through all the increased security at the club, which included patrolling? The thing is, he didn't get through a bunch of security. Katie, I appreciate you tagging me. I don't think the outside of the golf club was secured. That's probably a problem, because I think they were even mentioning it earlier that maybe they should get some type of security. Like maybe they should have a bigger outside perimeter. Let me do some more checks here. That's yeah. I mean, I think they should probably, like, next time maybe have some outside perimeter people too. You know, outside of the gates, going around, or even they were even suggesting to close off some of the roads too. Yeah, man, what a crazy time! What a crazy time! And that Kentucky shooter is still on the loose, if he's not deceased already. Still on the loose, on the run. Here's the shooter. Okay. Let me just fix something here. Make sure we have a link to this. A long rap sheet. Okay. Trump shooter, man.
This is just outside the Trump International Golf Course. Earlier today, a second assassination attempt against the former president that the FBI is now investigating. That happening about 1:30 p.m. Eastern time. We do know that a suspect is in custody, but still a very fluid and developing situation as we continue to monitor the latest. Now, earlier today, I did have a conversation with the lieutenant at the Las Vegas Police Department, Randy Sutton, founder of the Wounded Blue, and he spoke to us a little bit about the coordination efforts between local law enforcement agents and also Secret Service agents and the FBI's to be able to apprehend this suspect and make sure that the situation didn't get any worse. Of course, we know that the former President Trump, he is safe at this moment, but still, let's get to this conversation that I just had a bit earlier today as we continue to cover this very fluid and developing story. Randy, thanks so much for joining us today. Let's kind of dive into some of the points that we heard from that latest press conference. Something that I think stood out was when the sheriff there, one of the investigators speaking, said that the detail and the protection provided to a former president is different from a sitting president. And also, I'd like you to dive into the support that local law enforcement agencies give to the Secret Service when it comes to matters like this. Trump was just at a golf course golfing. What does that look like?
Sure thing. So let's, the fact that this is a second assassination attempt in such a very short period of time of President Trump should be a red flag to every American that the rhetoric and that the divisiveness that is in this country would foster such an environment that there would be two assassination attempts within such a short period of time. That should be of concern to every American. Let's look at what took place. Now, remember this, that the information that we're getting is still very, very sketchy. We know that this individual was waiting in the bushes. He was 300 to 500 yards away, which for a rifle shot is not really a long distance. But the fact that the Secret Service, it was clearly in a position, probably a sniper position, saw this individual, saw the barrel of the weapon and opened fire. That shows that they were very, very ready for another threat. And then the individual fled. Witnesses saw his license plate and the vehicle, and then local police are the ones who actually made the arrest. This is called teamwork. This is called when
Rep Nancy Mace, there's somebody out there that will see that rhetoric and will take action. Let's take a listen real quick to this.
We've talked a lot about rhetoric and, we started the space talking about what is leading to this violence. And, there has been bipartisan calls against political violence, but we've seen this before. And a couple of weeks after the last calls against political violence, the rhetoric on the left seemingly started back up again. Google deleted any existence of an attempted assassination, and now here we are again. I mean,
Google censored it.
On?
Yeah, Google censored it. Well, I mean,
yeah.
I think there are a lot of things going on. We've all I was in the airport today and I was being escorted by security, and I said, "What is the number one thing that you're seeing at the airport? What's the number one issue? Is it how much weed's coming through the checked luggage? Is it what is it? Is it people drunk? No." And what she told me was it's this mental health crisis in this country. There are a lot of people that will have mental health issues, mental breakdowns. I think part of it obviously is that. Obviously it's the rhetoric. I probably, and this is not even, no exaggeration, no flourishes, I probably get a death threat a day. It could be a DM, it could be somebody's nastiness on X. I get probably easily a threat a day through whatever form of communication you can reach me. And then part of it too is, coming out of COVID, and then the advent of social media,
I think COVID made things a lot worse, for people that are already unhinged. I think they even said child abuse went up. Now, I don't know if it actually went up or, let me see, child abuse during COVID. Parental, let me see, COVID-19, its impact on child abuse. I mean, I don't want to read all of this. During the pandemic, many parents lost the ability to work due to health concerns, were let go from their jobs due to workplace budgets, and had to stop working to provide child care for their children. Parental job loss during the pandemic increased parental stress from financial instability, housing, feeding concerns, and may also experience a decrease in the ability to rely on social support systems. The parental stress was associated with nearly 5 times increase in cases of CAN compared to parents who did not experience job loss. CAN, child abuse and neglect. I mean, I don't know, but it did increase. But I just think because some of these people, I guess they can, you send your kid to school, they go to work, you spend a little bit of time, I guess, in the evening, and some of these people can't handle being around their kids all the time, maybe. I don't know if that's what it is, but the combination of financial pressures, lack of available sources, the ability to rely on social support systems, many parents encountered an increase in health issues such as anxiety, depression. Bitch, we do that shit all the time. These mental health issues combined with unmanaged parental stress may have led to adverse parenting behaviors and parent-child conflicts. I don't know. COVID did something, man. I don't know, but, you know, long-term, they say there's long-term COVID, long-term depression, long-term all this and that. COVID drove the crazy people even crazier.
Just so far apart from real people sometimes, and humans, and the interaction that we have. That's why Twitter Spaces is so great, because you're interacting with real people. You're interacting with people that maybe don't even agree with you. But that lack of interaction, that lack of civility, the ratcheting up. And in fact, literally, I just saw within the last hour, the wife of a candidate Vendeman in Virginia 7 running for Congress says, well, at least, you know, his ears weren't hit, or something to that effect on Twitter, like tweeted that out, at least his ears are okay. And I just, you know, it's just so vapid, and it escalates things. And there's somebody out there that maybe doesn't like Donald Trump, or maybe doesn't like somebody on the left, and they're going to see that rhetoric, and then they're going to believe in it tooth and nail, and then they're going to take action on it. So when you say someone is a threat to democracy, a threat to the republic, a threat to our country, some people might take that literally and then go pick up a gun, steal a gun, take a gun from someone in the household, and then use it on someone. And this kind of political violence, it happens most recent, obviously, with Donald Trump twice now, but we've seen it on both sides of the aisle. Then I'm.
All right, guys. Well, I'm going to head out for now. I am going to redirect this stream to a sponsor review. All right. So if you want to check out this video on this other channel, if you wouldn't mind subscribing to that channel, checking out the video, watching it, hitting like. It's like a social media online page that covers, like, I don't know, I guess YouTubers and like celebrity stuff and that type of news. So I'm just going to redirect there. I think it's like a short video. They don't do like really long videos. It's short. And make sure you subscribe over here. Join up to the mailing list. All that stuff, all right? Subscribe to all the channels, Chase channel, everything. And I'll catch you guys later. Be safe. A lot of people are going nuts.